Hare Krishna, Vishwambar Shiram Prabhu, Sandhya Mata, Vani Mata. All glory to Srila Prabhu. Thank you very much for joining today. We'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Timirandasya, Jnanandana Shalakaya, Chakshuram Viritam. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Namaha Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya Deshataya, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivastava, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Mukam Karatu Vachal, Angamulam Yatagiri. Yatkripātamaham Vande Shri Gurundaranam Brahmanam Namadamam Shri Chaitanya Nishkaram. Om Apavitra Pavitra Va Sarvavasam Gatativa. Yasmare Pundarikaksham Sabhakya Abhyantaram Suchi. Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. Tada Pashyanti Suryo. Diviva Chakshurātatam Sadvittaso. Pipanyavo. Jagruhamsa Samindate. Vishnum Yat Paramam Padam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we are reading from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, chapter 26. Let me share here. Swamiji's departure. Basically departure from US to Vrindavan, India. So I have pointed in the groups, in our group. Please start reading from the phones, devotees. Take the phone, please. And try to find that paragraph. I'm not at laptop. Sorry for the inconvenience, but please let us read from phones also. Use smartphones. That's where we become smart by reading from the phones. We definitely attentive. So take it the phones. Beautiful phones Krishna has created for us. Hey Krishna, who wants to read first?
Should I start, Prabhuji?
Yeah, read. Thank you.
In New York, there was hardly a time for sadness. Srila Prabhupada telegraphed Sri Krishna Pandit that his arrival in Delhi would be on July 24th at 7:30 a.m. and that Sri Krishna Pandit should prepare Prabhupada's quarters at the Chippiwada temple. In the telegram, Prabhupada mentioned his intention to consult a physician in Delhi and then go to Vrindavan. He was anxious to return to Vrindavan. The day before his departure, Prabhupada wrote to Sumati Murarji. In reply to his last letter, she had agreed to provide free steamship passage to India for him, but not for his disciples. As I had arranged for your passage to America, she had written, I think it is my duty to see that you return to India safely, more so due to your indifferent health. But she would not allow free passage for any disciples. On July 20th, Prabhupada wrote, I am feeling too much to return to Vrindavan, to the lotus feet of Vrindavan Bihari Lord Krishna, and therefore I have decided to return to India immediately. I would have liked to return via sea, as you have so kindly offered me passage in your letter, but in my precarious state of health, that is not possible. So, by the mercy of Krishna and through one friend here, somehow or other, I have received air passage, and I am expecting to leave here for New Delhi on Saturday next, reaching the Palam airport on the 24th, instant at 7:30 a.m. From there, I shall proceed to Vrindavan after a few days' rest in Delhi. I can understand that at present you cannot allow free passage to my disciples, but if you don't do so, at least in the near future, then my mission will be half finished or failure. I am just enclosing one letter of appreciation for one of my principal students, Bruce Scharf, from Professor Davis Heron, and another from Professor Roberts of New York University. I think these letters will convince you how much my movement of Krishna consciousness is taking ground in the Western world. The holy name of Hare Krishna is now being chanted not only in this country but also in England, Holland, and Mexico that I know of. It may be even more widespread. I have sent you one gramophone record, which I hope you may have received by this time. You will enjoy to learn how Krishna's holy name is being appreciated by the Western world. Should I continue, Prabhuji, or should I stop? Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
thank you, Mataji. Next devotee, who wants to read? Hare Krishna.
I'll read Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dalapano. Yeah, Chitananda told Prabhupada he wanted to go to India to study intensively, intensively. 1 minute, Prabhuji. Can I say it, Prabhuji, on my screen?
Please, if you want, you can.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, Achyutananda told Prabhupada he wanted to go to India to study intensively, gather experiences, and become attached to the Krishna. He had heard Prabhupada say that one could become more Krishna consciousness in 2 days in Vrindavana than in 10 years in America. Do you think I will be able to go? Achyutananda asked. Rest assured, Prabhupada told him, we'll meet again in Vraja. Devotees had been asking Sat Swarupa to transfer his civil service job to Boston and open Krishna Conscious Center there. They had also asked Rupanuga to the same in Buffalo. Satswarupa and Rupanuga approached Prabhupada to find out what he wanted. He became very pleased. Subala was going to open center in the Santa Fe, I said, and Dayananda was going to Los Angeles. Hare Krishna mantra is like a big cannon. He told them, go and sound this cannon so everyone can hear to hit, and it will drive away Maya. The devotees wanted to ask, but what if you don't return? They were fearful. What if Krishna kept Swamiji in Vrindavana? What if Swamiji never returned? How could they survive against Maya? But Swamiji had already assured them that whatever Krishna consciousness he had given them would be enough, even if he never returned. Just 30 minutes before he had to leave for the airport, Prabhupada sat in his room chanting on the beats of a girl who asked to be initiated. Then he had done many times before. He left his apartment, went downstairs, crossed the courtyard, and entered to the storefront. Sitting on the old carpet, he spoke quietly and personally. I may be going, but Guru Maharaja and Bhakti Vinoda are here. He looked toward the paintings of spiritual master and Bhakti Thakura. I have asked them to kindly take care of all of you, my spiritual children. The grandfather always takes care of the children, but much better than the father. So do not fear. There is no question of separation. The sound vibration fixes up together, even though the material body may not be there. What do we care for the material body? Just go on chanting Hare Krishna and we will be packed up together. You will be chanting here and I will be chanting there. And this vibration will circulate around this planet. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. I will read. I will read.
Prabhuji, should I read next?
Yeah, read Mataji.
Yeah.
The devotees wanted to ask, but what if you don't?
Several devotees, no? Several devotees.
Sorry. The devotees wanted to ask, but what if? I think I've lost it, Prabhuji, actually.
ప్రభు మనం హైలైట్ చేయండి సెవెరల్ డివోటీస్ హైలైట్ చేయండి సెవెరల్
devotees rode with Prabhupada in the taxi. Brahmananda in the front with the driver, Rayarama and Kirtanananda in the back beside the spiritual master. When Kirtanananda saw Vrindavana, Prabhupada said, "He will not be able to understand how I could have left that place and come to this place. It is so nice. There are no motor cars there like here, rushing, whoosh, whoosh, and smelling. Only there is Hare Krishna. Everybody always chanting, thousands and thousands of temples. I will show you Kirtanananda. We will walk all about there and I will show you." Brahmananda began to cry and Prabhupada patted him on the back. "I can understand that you are feeling separation," he said. "I am feeling for my Guru Maharaj. I think this is what Krishna desires. You may be coming there to me and be training up, and we will spread this moment all over the world. Raya Rama, you will go to England. Brahmananda, you want to go to Japan or Russia. That's all right." The devotees converged on the Air India waiting room near a crowded cocktail lounge. Wearing a sweater, his chadara folded neatly over one shoulder, Prabhupada sat in a chair. His disciples sat as closely as possible around his feet. He held an umbrella, just as when he had first come alone to New York, almost 2 years ago. Although exhausted, he was smiling. Prabhupada noted a mural of Indian women carrying large jars on their heads, and he called the name of the young girl who had recently gone with her husband, Hamsa Duta, to join the ISKCON Center in Montreal. Himavati, would you like to go to India and learn to carry this water pot like the Indian women? Prabhupada note. Guruji, can you please highlight?
Yes, she said. I will go.
Okay. Yes, she said. I'll go. Yes, Srila Prabhupada said, "Someday we will all go." Kirtananda was carrying a portable battery-operated phonograph and 2 copies of the Prabhuji, is this screen? I mean, the copy and okay. Okay. He was carrying a portable battery-operated phonograph and 2 copies of the Hare Krishna mantra record. Kirtananda, Prabhupada asked, "Why not play the record? They will enjoy." Kirtananda played the record very softly. It's a sound catching the attention of people in the cocktail lounge. "Make it a little louder," Prabhupada asked, and Kirtananda increased the volume. Prabhupada began nodding his head, keeping time. Soon the devotees began humming along with the record and then quietly singing until gradually they were singing loudly. Kirtananda, Brahmananda and other devotees began to cry. Should I continue, Prabhuji?
Thank you. Next, anyone likes to read or otherwise I will read. Haribol. I will read. Hamsaduta. I was sitting right next to Swamiji and all the time I was thinking, "Oh, my spiritual master is going to India." And he said, "I want to die in Vrindavana." We all knew Swamiji was going, but now it was the last moment. I was also seeing that I hadn't done anything for my spiritual master. He doesn't even know who I am. I thought, there is no relationship. I must do something. I must do something now. I must serve him in some way which will establish some place in his heart. Something. I was thinking, what can I do? I was crying and he didn't even look at me. It was like I wasn't even there, just like a chair or something. He was just always looking around and everything. And I was trying to catch his eye. If all of a sudden he would say something. The kirtana was getting heavier and heavier, and so was the crying. And the people in the waiting room were just looking at Swamiji like he was someone very special. And in the middle of it all, Swamiji was completely relaxed. as if this were his place and this was just a normal thing to do. When the record ended, Hamsaduta asked, Swamiji, can I take a collection? Prabhupada nodded. Hamsaduta stood and made a little speech. Our mission is to spread Krishna consciousness. We have a temple in New York. We are always badly in need of money. Please help us. Borrowing a hat from a soldier, Hamsaduta went around taking a collection. Our traveling is very auspiciously beginning. Prabhupada said, we had a nice kirtana and we had a nice collection. These are all Krishna's mercy. See, nice kirtana, nice collection. And using the same collection of the money in preaching. Utilizing money in Krishna service. అదే కీర్తన ఆయనదే డబ్బు ఆయన కోసమే వాడాలి. Then it was time to board the plane. Prabhupada embraced each of his men. They stood in a line, and one after another approached him and embraced him. He patted a few of the women on the head. And this one answer with me. Rupananda, another devotee. Swamiji was embracing the men, Kirtanananda, Brahmananda, Gargamuni. I never expected that he would ask me to step forward. I didn't consider myself. Apply the whenever we see italics. In English, we see right in the fonts, they were different. Bold font, italics fonts, strikeout, underline, MS Word. So italics, whenever we see italics, means that person's personal, whenever we see italics in this Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, in the online version, I'm not sure in the physical copy, but online version we see italics. Italics means the person his own words. Here Rupanuga words, the devotees words. So I was very much surprised when Swamiji motioned to me and spoke my name, Rupanuga. I got up and walked to Swamiji. It might have been 10 feet, but it seemed like a long distance. I embraced him, and that embrace was the most memorable embrace of my life. Embrace, hug, devotional hug. I experienced same thing. I just want to share devotees. Second initiation of mine in Los Angeles. Guru Maharaj, Radhana Swami Maharaj. After I gave donation, after I got the Gayatri Mantra, he had given me a hug. Same thing. That embrace, most memorable embrace of my life. That is also for me. Beautiful moment. Very personal connection. Right away, I noticed Srila Prabhupada's strength. He was so strong. It was like embracing a young man. A man my age. I was 27 and he seemed even stronger and younger than I. And he hugged me tightly. And I also embraced him very firmly. He was smaller than me in stature. So I instinctively buried my chin in the hollow of his left shoulder. While I was embracing him, I felt very blissful and I felt a light. I felt there was a light, something bright and pure, some kind of energy emanating from my face. I opened my eyes and I saw Kirtananda watching. He was standing behind Swamiji, a few feet away, and I looked right into his eyes. And I was so happy and blissful that it reflected in him somehow. He broke into a big smiled at me, and his eyes were very bright. He was as if some spiritual energy was actually emanating from me. Thank you, Prabhu. Mother, so we'll continue from this paragraph. Who wants to read now? They were not done. Please read.
I will read this.
Yeah, Vishwambar, bro. Continue. That airport scene was, huh?
Yeah, that airport scene was a very important part of my life. Because for me, a person who always had difficulty in loving another person, Swamiji's living force out a lot of love from my heart. I did not even know was there. It's like becoming a spiritual person when you feel love really developing for the spiritual master. I was becoming a spiritual person. It was a tremendous outpouring of feelings of separation and grief at his departure, because we all know he was our life and soul. And to a person, none of us were sure we would ever see him again. Accompanied by Kirtanananda, whose head was shaven and who wore an incongruous back woolen suit. Prabhupada walked slowly toward the gate. As he disappeared from view, the devotee ran for the observation. deck to get a last look at his departing plane. A gentle rain was washing the airfield as the devotees raced across the wet observation deck. There below were Prabhupada and Kirtanananda walking towards the plane. Abounding decorum, the devotees began to shout. Prabhupada turned and waved. He climbed the movable stairway, turning again at the to Prabhuji, could you please remove that one? At the top and raising his arms and then entered the plane. The devotees chanted wildly while the boarding steps moved away. The door closed and the plane began to turn. The devotees had pressed close the rail, but they pulled back as the jet exhaust blasted them with heat. With a great roar, Air India jet lights blinking taxied out to the runway. The devotees continued to chant Hare Krishna until the plane left the ground, became a speck in the sky, and then disappeared. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Thank you, devotees. We have done this chapter. 26th chapter. The Swamiji's chapter. Thank you so much for the reading, Prabhupada and the Guru Prabhupada. So let us continue our Bhagavatam. Okay. Let's start. We have another 30 minutes. So what is the reminder? Let me see. Where are we? SB Canto.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Prabhuji, I need to go to drop my kids, Prabhuji. I'll be.
Yeah, they will read from phones, Prabhu. No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing. SB Canto. Okay. SB Canto 3, chapter 19 done. So chapter 20 we are going to read. 3.20. The previous chapter, Srimad Bhagavatam previous chapter, that's we read long back. The killing of the demon Hiranyaksha. So we'll read chapter 20, 3.20. I'm gonna share in group. We'll continue from there. Other devotees, whoever having in front of laptop, they can render some service here to share the screen. Anybody having in front of laptop? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Bol, are you all with me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So chapter 19, the killing of the demon Hiranyaksha we have done. Chapter 20, conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. Anybody remember this one also we have done? I don't think so, no? Chapter 20 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the third canto. Okay, we'll read. I'm gonna share.
3.21 finish. We all finished 3.21.
Yes, Prabhu?
3.21 chapter అయిపోయింది ప్రభుజీ.
21 also.
21 వరకు అయిపోయింది ప్రభుజీ.
SB,
SB. We already read Subodhini also, Prabhuji. I have shared and read Subodhini also.
22 చదవాలా?
22 చదవాలి, Prabhuji.
Why I missed to update the log? It's okay. Sorry, devotees. Okay, 22.
22, Prabhuji.
Conversation between Manu and Kardama done, and then marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. 22. Okay. Sure. I'll update log also so that anybody can do that actually, in the group. Whoever there, that also you can do, no? Okay.
Yeah, everybody has access to share the screen, Prabhuji.
That's the thing. Okay. Anyway, Ganadhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. I have shared in the group. It's okay, Prabhu. Raju Prabhu, you can continue with your, So I will do from phones. Chapter 22, the marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. I have shared the link. Start from text 1, devotees. Click on the link. Open the...
1 minute, Prabhuji. My wife will share. I'll share the screen. She will just...
Meanwhile, anybody likes to read from phone?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I will read, Prabhuji.
Yeah, read it.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Maitreya said, after describing the greatness of the emperor's manifold qualities and activities, the sage became silent, and the emperor, feeling modesty, addressed him as follows. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: Manu replied, to expand himself in Vedic knowledge, Lord Brahma, the personified Veda, from his face created you, the Brahmanas, who are full of austerity, knowledge, and mystic power, and are averse to sense gratification. Purport: the purpose of the Vedas is to propagate the transcendental knowledge of the absolute truth. The Brahmanas were created from the mouth of Supreme Person, and therefore they are meant to spread the knowledge of the Vedas in order to spread the glories of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna says that all the Vedas are meant for understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is especially mentioned here, Yoga Yuktan Alampatan, that Brahmanas are full of mystic power and are completely averse to sense gratification. Actually, there are two kinds of occupations. One occupation in the material world is sense gratification, and other occupation is spiritual activity, to satisfy the Lord by his glorification. Those who engage in sense gratification are called demons, and those who spread the glorification of the Lord or satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord are called demigods. It is specifically mentioned here that the Brahmanas are created from the face of the cosmic personality or Virata Purusha. Similarly, the Kshatriyas are said to be created from his arms, the Vaishyas are created from his waist, and the Shudras are created from his legs. Brahmanas are especially meant for austerity, learning, and knowledge, and are averse to all kinds of sense gratification. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Next, text 3. So Prabhupada, so strong word. Those who are engaged in sense gratification, those who are engaged in sense gratification are called who? Are called who? No, purportly, those who engage in sense gratification.
Demons.
Demons. We are all demons if we are on sense gratification life. Anybody next? Text 3. And these are the multiple times. Multiple times we know Virata Purusha, cosmic personality. The Kshatriyas said to be the created from his arms. Brahmanas are from the face of the personality of the Supreme Lord. Vaishyas created from his waist. The Shudras are created from his legs, waist. And then arms, legs, waist, arms, and then face. Who is represents? Face represents Virat Rupa of Supreme Person. Face represents. Answer. Face represents Brahmanas. Face represents Brahmanas.
Yeah.
Arms represents Kshatriyas.
Kshatriyas.
Waist represents Vaishyas. And legs represents Shudras. Yeah. Third one, read. Yeah.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. For the protection of the Brahmanas, the thousand-legged Supreme Being created us, the Kshatriyas, from his 1,000 arms. Hence, the Brahmanas are said to be his heart and the Kshatriyas his arms. Purport: Kshatriyas are specifically meant to maintain the Brahmanas because if the Brahmanas are protected, then the head of civilization is protected. Brahmanas are supposed to be the head of the social body. If the head is clear and has not gone mad, then everything is in proper position. The Lord is described thus: Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. The purport of this prayer is that the Lord specifically protects the Brahmanas and the cows, and then he protects all other members of society, Jagadhitaya. It is his will that universal welfare work depends on the protection of cows and Brahmanas. Thus, Brahmanical culture and cow protection are the basic principles for human civilization. Kshatriyas are especially meant to protect the Brahmanas, as is the supreme will of the Lord. Go Brahmana Hitayacha. As the heart is a very important part within the body. So the Brahmanas are also the important element in human society. The Kshatriyas are more like the whole body, even though the whole body is bigger than the heart. The heart is more important. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Next, text 4.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Dandavat.
Yeah, Madhava, continue. Text 4.
Translation. That is why the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas protect each other as well as themselves, and the Lord himself, who is both the cause and effect and is at immutable, protects them through each other. Purpose. The entire social structure of Varna and Ashrama is a cooperative system meant to uplift all to the highest platform of spiritual realization. The Brahmanas are intended to be protected by the Kshatriyas, and the Kshatriyas are also intended to be enlightened by the Brahmanas. When the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas cooperate nicely, the other subordinate divisions, the Vaishyas are mercantile people, and the Sudras are labor class, automatically flourish. The entire elaborate system of Vedic society was therefore based on the importance of the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. The Lord is the real protector, but he is unattached to the affairs of protection. He creates Brahmanas for the protection of the Kshatriyas, and Kshatriyas for the protection of the Brahmanas. He remains aloof from all activities. Therefore, he is called Nirvikara, without activity. He has nothing to do. He is so great that he doesn't perform action personally, but his energies act. The Brahmanas and Kshatriyas and anything that we see are different energies acting upon one another. Although individual souls are all different, the super self or super soul is a supreme personality of Godhead. Individually, one's self may differ from others in certain qualities and may engage in different activities, such as those of the Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Vaishya. But when there is complete cooperation among different individual souls, the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Super Soul, Paramatma, being one in every individual soul, is pleased and gives them all protection. As stated before, the Brahmanas are produced from the mouth of the Lord, and the Kshatriyas are produced from the chest or arms of the Lord. If the different castes or social sections, although apparently differently occupied in different activities, nevertheless act in full cooperation, then the Lord is pleased. This is the idea of the institution of 4 Varnas and 4 Ashtamas. If the members of different Ashtamas and Varnas cooperate fully in Krishna consciousness, then society is well protected by the Lord, without doubt. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that the Lord is the proprietor of all different bodies. The individual soul is the proprietor of his individual body. But the Lord clearly states, my dear Bharata, you must know that I am also Kshetrajna. Kshetrajna means the knower, proprietor of the body. The individual soul is the proprietor of the individual body. But the super soul, the personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the proprietor of all bodies everywhere. He is a proprietor not only of human bodies, but of birds, beasts, and all other entities. Not only on this planet, but on the other planets also. He is a supreme proprietor. Therefore, he doesn't become divided by protecting the different individual souls. He remains one and the same. That the sun appears on top of everyone's head when at the meridian doesn't imply that the sun becomes divided. One man thinks that the sun is on his head only, whereas 5,000 miles away, another man is thinking that the sun is only on his head. Similarly, the super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead, is one. But he appears to individually oversee each individual soul. This doesn't mean that the individual soul and the super soul are one. They are one in quality as spirit soul, but the individual soul and super soul are different. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Madhava. While reading this one, I was thinking one Sanskrit word. What he's saying here, the individual soul, the proprietor of his individual body, whereas the Lord is the proprietor of all different bodies. Lord is the proprietor of all different bodies. Sarva Dehi Nam. So he is living as a super soul. That's why you get to know everything. What his individual soul is souls are what he wants, feels, wills. Next verse. Text 5. I am seeing here Akinchan Prabhu not read, Rashmi Mataji not read, Lalit Mohan Prabhu not read. Hari Bol, are you all with me? Text 5, Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 22nd chapter.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, please read next 5th verse.
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation and purport given by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Now I have resolved all my doubts simply by meeting you. For your lordship has very kindly and clearly explained the duty of a king who desired to protect his subject. Purport. Manu described here with the result of seeing the great saintly person. Lord Chaitanya says that one should always try to associate with saintly person, because if one establishes a proper association with a saintly person, even for the moment, one attain all perfection. Somehow or other, if one meets the saintly person and achieve his favor, then the entire mission of one's human's life fulfilled. In our personal experience, we have actual proof to this statement of Manu. Once we have opportunity to meet Vishnupad, Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, and first sight, he requested this humble self to preach his message in the Western countries. There was no preparation for this, but somehow or other he desired it. And by his grace, we are now engaged in executing his order, which has given us a transcendental occupation and has saved and liberated us from the occupation of material activities. Thus, it is actually a fact that if one meets a saintly person completely engaged in transcendental duties and achieves his favor, then one's life mission becomes complete. What is not possible to achieve in thousands of lives can be achieved in one moment if there is an opportunity to meet a saintly person. It is therefore enjoyed the Vedic literature that one should always try to associate with saintly person and try to disassociate oneself from the common man, because by one word of a saintly person one can be liberated from the material entanglement. A saintly person has a power because of his spiritual advancement to give immediate liberation to the conditioned soul. Here, Manu admits that all his doubt are now over, because Kardama has very kindly described the different duty of individual souls. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Next verse.
Prabhuji, I'll be reading the next one. There might be some disturbances here, Prabhuji. Please bear with it. Okay.
Please continue. No problem.
Text, what is this? Srimad Bhagavatam 3.22.6. Okay. Translation. It is my good fortune that I have been able to see you. For you cannot easily be seen by persons who have not subdued the mind or controlled the senses. I am all the more fortunate to have touched with my head the blessed dust of your feet. Purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The perfection of transcendental life can be achieved simply by touching the holy dust of the lotus feet of a holy man. In Bhagavatam, it is stated, Mahatpada Rajobhishekam, which means to be blessed by the holy dust of the lotus feet of a Mahat, a great devotee. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Mahatmanastu, those who are great souls are under the spell of spiritual energy, and their symptom is that they fully engage in Krishna consciousness for the service of the Lord. Therefore, they are called Mahat. Unless one is fortunate enough to have the dust of the lotus feet of Mahatma on one's head, there is no possibility of perfection in spiritual life. The parampara system of disciplic succession is very important as a means of spiritual success. One becomes a Mahat by the grace of his Mahat spiritual master. If one takes shelter of the lotus feet of a great soul, there is every possibility of one's also becoming a great soul. When Maharaj Rahuguna asked Jadabharat about his wonderful achievement of spiritual success, he replied to the king that
Spiritual success is not possible simply by following the rituals of religion or simply by converting oneself into a sannyasi or offering sacrifices as recommended in the scriptures. These methods are undoubtedly helpful for spiritual realization, but the real effect is brought about by the grace of a Mahatma. In Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura's 8 stanzas of a prayer to the spiritual master, it is clearly stated that simply by satisfying the spiritual master, one can achieve the supreme success in life. And in spite of executing all ritualistic performances, if one cannot satisfy the spiritual master, one has no access to spiritual perfections. Here, the word akritatmanam is very significant. Atma means body, soul, or mind. And akritatma means the common man, who cannot control the senses or the mind. Because the common man is unable to control the senses and the mind, it is his duty to seek the shelter of a great soul or a great devotee of the Lord and just try to please him. That will make his life perfect. A common man cannot rise to the topmost stage of spiritual perfection simply by following the rituals and religious principles. He has to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and work under his direction faithfully and sincerely. Then he becomes perfect without a doubt. Thank you so much, Prabhupada.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prabhu. So that's what the instruction. Under his direction. Whose direction? Spiritual master direction. Faith and sincerity. Faithfully and sincerely serve. Then the person become perfect. There is no doubt. We all have to remember always this one. So number one thing here. First, in the beginning itself, Prabhupada written, the perfection of transcendental life can be achieved simply by touching the holy dust of the lotus feet of a holy man. There is a beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita I have shared in the group also. Let me recite once. 16.60 Antya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita. 3 powerful potencies, powerful things. Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 16.60. 16.60 Mata, you want to type? CC 16.60. You have to remember this always actually, yeah. Chaitanya Charitamrita means is a postgraduate study of a bhakti, pure prema bhakti. You got it, Mataji?
I opened, Prabhuji.
16, 1 second, let me write. This is somewhat we have to learn. And there is one Vaishnava song also. Vaishnavera Pada Dhuli. Snana Keli and actually. So let me recite. Bhakta Pada Dhuli Ara Bhakta Pada Jala Bhakta Bhukta Avasesha Tina Mahabala Bhakta Pada Dhuli Ara Bhakta Pada Jala Bhakta Bhukta Avasesha Tina Mahabala. The dust of the feet of a devotee, the water that has washed the feet of a devotee, and the remnants of food left by a devotee are 3 very powerful substances. Scientific reason is there. Because those devotees are pure devotees. Because they always serve Supreme Lord 24/7, 365 days. Basically, they complete surrender. If we serve, if we have those remnants, the dust, the water, the food remnants, powerful potential things, potential for our bhakti to maybe we become definitely. There is no doubt actually. We have to take this. That's where whenever any senior sannyasis, senior devotees, they share their food or they take, food which is already taken by that particular, devotee. And this is not in a public, this not going to be, that is again, One has to establish personal connection. These things. It's not, show off. Chaitanya Charitamrita spoke in this one, 16th chapter, 60th verse. Final conclusions of those teachings. ఒక ఆచార్య రాసేది సాంగ్ యాక్చువల్లీ నరోత్తం దాస్ ఠాగూర్ అనుకుంటున్నాను. వైష్ణవేర పాదజోలి మోరా స్నానకీలి అని వస్తుంది అనమాట. స్నానకీలి అంటే ఆ పాదధూళితోని నాకు స్నానం చేయాలని ఉంది. స్నానం చేయాలి, స్నానం చేసుకుంటే నేను ప్యూరిఫై అవుతా. హైయెస్ట్ టీచింగ్స్. Another 7 minutes we have. Akinjan Prabhu, want to read?
Yes, Prabhu.
7, text 7.
Text 7. I have fortunately been instructed by you, and thus great favor has been bestowed upon me. I thank God that I have listened with open ears to your pure words. Purport. Srila Rupa Goswami has given directions in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu on how to accept a bona fide spiritual master and how to deal with him. First, the desiring candidate must first a bona fide spiritual master, and then he must very eagerly receive instructions from him and execute them. This is the reciprocal service. A bona fide spiritual master or the saintly person always desires to elevate a common man who comes to him, because everyone is under the delusion of Maya and is forgetful of his prime duty, Krishna consciousness. A saintly person always desires that everyone becomes a saintly person. It is the function of the saintly person to invoke Krishna consciousness in every forgetful common man. Manu said that since he has advised and instructed by Kardamuni, he was very much favored. He considered himself lucky to receive the message by oral reception. It is especially mentioned here that one should be very inquisitive to hear with open ears from the authorized source of the bona fide spiritual master. How is one how is one to receive? One should receive a transcendental message of oral reception. The word Karnanandra means through the holes of the ears. The favor of spiritual master is not received through any part of the body but ears. This doesn't mean, however, that a spiritual master gives particular type of mantra through the ears in exchange for some dollars, and if the man meditates on that, he achieves perfection and becomes God within 6 months. Such reception through the ears is a bogus. The real fact is that the bona fide spiritual master knows the nature of particular man and what sort of duties he can perform in Krishna consciousness, and he instructs him in that way. He instructs him through the ears, not privately but publicly. You are fit for such and such work in Krishna consciousness. You can act in this way. One person is advised to act in Krishna consciousness by working in the deity Swarup. Another is advised to act in Krishna consciousness by performing editorial work. Another is advised to preaching work, and another is advised to carry out Krishna consciousness in the cooking department. There are different departments of activities in Krishna consciousness, and the spiritual master, knowing the particular ability of particular man, trains him in such a way that by his tendency to act he becomes perfect. Bhagavad Gita makes it clear that one can attain the highest perfection of spiritual life simply by offering services according to the ability, just as the Arjuna served Krishna by his ability in the military art. Arjuna offered his service fully as the military man, and he became perfect. Similarly, an artist can attain perfection simply by the performing artistic work under the direction of the spiritual master. If one is literary man, he can write articles and the poetry for the service of the Lord under the direction of the spiritual master. One has to receive the messages of the spiritual master regarding how to act in one's capacity. For this spiritual master, expert. Sorry, for the spiritual master is expert in giving such instructions. The instruction of spiritual master and faithful execution of the instruction of the disciple makes the entire process perfect. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes in his explanation of the verse in Bhagavad Gita, Vyavasayatmaka Buddhi, that one who wants to achieve spiritual success must take the instruction from the spiritual master as to what his particular function is. He should faithfully try to execute that particular instruction and should consider that his life and soul. The faithful execution of the instruction which he receives from the spiritual master is the only duty of the disciple, and that will bring him perfection. One should be very careful to receive the message from the spiritual master through the ears and execute it faithfully. That will make one's life successful. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So previous verse purport and this verse purport emphasizing about the spiritual master and disciple relationship. Faithfully and sincerely serve Supreme, serve Guru and follow his instructions. Yes. Say, anybody last like to read? Anybody who are not done?
Yes, Prabhuji, I will read.
Yeah, Vishnu Prabhu.
No. Mataji, you can read. Mataji.
Prabhuji, I have read. You can read, Prabhuji.
Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 22nd lesson, 8th chapter, 8th verse. 22nd.
Sorry. 17th chapter. The marriage of the Muni and Devavati. That's the title. And continue.
8th verse. Translation. O great sage, graciously be pleased to listen to the prayer of my humble self, for my mind is troubled by affection for my daughter. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. When a disciple is perfectly in consciousness with the spiritual master, having received his message and executed it perfectly and sincerely, it has a right to ask a particular favor from the spiritual master. Generally, a pure devotee of Lord or a pure disciple of bona fide spiritual master does not ask any favor either from the Lord or the spiritual master. But even if there is a need to ask a favor from the spiritual master, one cannot ask that favor without satisfying him. Swayambhu Manu wanted to disclose his mind regarding the function he wanted to execute due to affection for his daughter. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai. Thank you, devotees, for reading Srimad Bhagavatam as well as Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Lilamritam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Another 15-20 minutes we will recite. Like no Prabhu is back, so
yeah, we have read till text 8, Prabhuji. Tomorrow we need to read from text 9.
9. I am going to ping in this group. Yeah, 6.8. I'm sharing that also. 6.8.17th verse. We will 17 and 18 we will do today. 2 verses. Every day 2 verses. Since we are habituated or we have practiced enough previously in different verses. So 2 verses so that we can finish, and all the verses of the Narayana kavacha we will recite next after completion of all the these everyday 2 verses. We will recite another 1 week dedicated for entire Narayana kavacha recitation. So 6, 8, 17, right? Let me check. 6, 8, 17. 6, 8, 17 and 18. Yes. The 18th also we will do. 17 and 18. Yes, Prabhu. Rajman Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. 6.8. Where you are?
17.
17. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dayashir Shaman. Okay, Prabhuji, one word is there here. Dayashir Shaman. Okay. This is to be recited individually, together. Okay.
Acha.
Dayashir Shamam Pati Deva Helanat Devarshivarya Purusharchanantara Kurmo Harirmam Nirayada Shesha. Okay, meaning na? Okay, sorry. Sanat Kumaro Vatukama Deva. Please protect, I pray to the Sanat Kumara to protect me from lusty desires. Vatukama Deva. Dhayashirsha Mam Pati Deva Helanat. Dhayashirsha. मतलब Pati Deva Helanat. Dhayashirsha means Hayagriva. Okay. I request to Lord Hayagriva to protect me. Patideva Helanat. Okay. See, actually, what happens is when you do some punya karma, what develops? Ahankara. Okay. That you have done it. So here, may Lord Hayagriva protect me from that ahankara which produced because of doing some, good activity. This is how he is praying now. Because what happened before? He offended his guru, na? Why? Because the previous time he will do a lot of this yajnas and he'll develop some, what to say, ahankara, because of which he didn't respect his Guru Maharaj. Now in this he's praying, what to say, this, what is her name? What is his name? The son of Tvasta. Who is that? Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa is telling that, this Hayagriva should protect you so that you will not get ahankara because of doing good deeds. Okay. Devarishivarya Purusharchanantara. Now, Devarshi Varya means Devarshi. Who is Devarshi? Devarshi? Narad. Okay. Narad Muni is known as Devarshi. Varya. Purusharchanantarat means, do you know in ISKCON we follow Narada Pancharatra Vidhi, right? That Pancharatra Vidhi or the, deity worship is given by whom? Narad Muni himself directly. So, Lord Narada or the Devarshi Narada might protect me from not doing offenses in deity worship. This is what he is praying. And Kurmo Harirmam Nirayada Sheshat. Nirayad Asheshat means it is an unlimited hellish planets. May Lord Kurma protect me from not going into that unlimited hellish planets. So what are the four things? Sanat Kumara from Kamadeva. Okay. Dhaya Shirsha means the person who is having a horse head. Who is that? Hayagriva. From what? Offenses or offensive mentality which we beget by doing some punya karmas. May he protect me from that. Devarshivarya Purusharchana Antarat. May that Narad Muni protect me from doing offenses in deity worship. Kurmo Harir Mam Nirayada Shesha. Kurmo Harir means that Hari or the Kurma, may he protect me from what? Unlimited hellish planets. Okay. Prabhu, all the two meanings I say one time, and then we will do all the two shlokas once at a time in one go.
Yeah. Is
it like that? Okay. Dhanvantarirбhagavan Pat. Dhanvantarirбhagavan Patvapathyat. Dvanvad Bhayadrushabho Nirji. It's not like this. Dvanvad Bhayadrushabho निर्जितात्मा यज्ञश्च लोकादवता जनान्ता बलो गणात् क्रोधवशादहीन्द्रः. So Dhanvantari means what will he do? Proper health, right? So the Lord Dhanvantara, Dhanvantari, protect me from the ill health. Okay. The ill health is caused by eating unnecessary things, or meat or all other things. So Lord Dhanvantari may protect me from the ill health. Dvandvad bhayad rishabho nirjitatma. Lord Rishabdeva. Lord Rishabdeva is known for what? Balanced approach, controlling his senses from the dualities of this material world. So Dvandvad bhayad rishabho nirjitatma. That Rishabha who has controlled the dualities of this material world, completely control his senses, may protect me from Dvandvad, the dualities of this material world. Okay. Yajnascha lokadavata jananta. Lord Yajna, there is known as Yajna Purusha. What he does is, why we do Yajnas in the home also? Why we generally do? We do, what is that? What is that Yajna? Prabhuji?
Sudarshan Yagna.
Yeah, Sudarshan Homam. That Sudarshan Homam, why we do? Naragola. Main Naragola means that someone, they'll have bad eyes on us. Okay. Even though we don't do anything bad to them, they will have a bad eye on us. That is how this world runs. So that's why whenever we do any temple or any construction of temple or home, we generally do Sudarshan Homam. Or if really things are going bad, even though you're trying a lot of prayasa, you're doing a lot of prayasa in spiritual or material things in your life, you do Sudarshan Homam. Why? That bad eyes and bad Janam Goal antaru. So from that we will be protected. Okay. Avatar Jananta. This Jana, the Jana of this material world, they'll always think bad about others only. From that, let me be protected by whom? Yajna. Okay. Balo Ganat Krodha Vasad Ahindraha. May Lord Balram protect me from the angry serpents. Okay. In the form of Anantanag. Ahindraha. Vasad Ahindraha. Krodha Vasad Ahindraha. Some people, even though you don't do anything, they will be very, very envious of you. Right? That represents the snake. So the angry serpents. So here, Lord Balrama may protect me from that kind of people and also the angry serpents when I am in the forest path. Generally, he's praying like that. Okay, that's how he should protect me. If you see this whole Narayana kavacha, it is more intelligent than the Hiranyakashipu's, boons. That's how the devotees and demons differ. Devotees, they surrender and ask. And demons, out of pride, they ask. And in that pride, they leave something. And that's how the form of Narsimha and all comes. But here, Lord Hari comes. Lord Hari comes and protects his devotees. So, Prabhu, we'll go with the shloka recitation now.
Translation
17th.
Rama, 17, 18.
Yeah. One devotee can go with translation, one translation, the other devotee with another translation. Haribol, any one of you can do for the translation.
Anybody, please do it.
Yes, Prabhuji.
No problem.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. May Sanat Kumara protect me from lusty desires as I begin some auspicious activity. May Lord Hayagriva protect me from being an offender by neglecting to offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord. May Devarshi Narada protect me from committing offenses in worshipping the deity. And may Lord Kurma, the tortoise, protect me from falling to the unlimited hellish planets.
Next, anybody? Taxi 18, Haribol. Let me read. Okay. Let me read.
I'm sharing the screen. Anybody can do it.
That's why, yeah. Anybody? Haribol.
You read, Prabhuji.
60:18. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his incarnation as Dhanvantari, relieve me from undesirable eatables and protect me from physical illness. Dhanvantari means Ayurvedam, right? May Lord Rishabhadeva, who conquered his inner and outer senses, protect me from fear produced by the duality of heat and cold. May Yajna protect me from defamation and harm from the populace. And may Lord Balarama and Sesha protect me from envious serpents. Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhuji. I'll just go with the recitations now.
మాధవ్ మీరు ఇప్పుడు ఈ 2 శ్లోకాలు ఒకదాగా పెట్టచ్చు. అదేమి మన అడ్వాన్స్ వ్యూలో మిగతా అన్ని తీసేసి 2 శ్లోకాలు పెట్టండి. అడ్వాన్స్ వ్యూ పైకి వస్తుంది అక్కడ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ ఇవన్నీ తీసేయండి. రైట్.
Sanat Kumar. How should I do, Prabhu? All the 4 together?
Two lines. Next 4
2 lines together. ఎట్లా చేస్తున్నారు? 2 lines together చేస్తున్నారా?
2 lines చేసినాము, తర్వాత 4 lines, తర్వాత వాళ్ళనే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయమని.
ఓకే.
2 lines చేద్దాం ఫస్ట్, తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ 4 lines అంతే.
ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే. సనత్ కుమారో వటుకామదేవా ధయశీర్షమాం పతిదేవహేళనా.
Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dhayashirshamam Patideva Helana.
Please try. Everyone please try. Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dhayashirshamam Patideva
Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dhayashirshamam Patideva Helana.
Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dhayashirshamam Patideva Helana.
Sanat
Kumaro
Vatukamadeva
Here, the word Dhayashirshamam, please repeat after me 3 or 4 times. Dhayashirshamam.
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 Okay, now recite this once again after me. Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dhayashirshamam Patideva Helana.
Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva
Dhayashirshamam Patideva Helana.
Perfect. Okay. Devarishivarya Purusharchanantara Kurmo Harirmam Nirayadasheshat.
Devarishivarya Purusharchanantara Kurmo Harirmam Nirayadasheshat.
Devarishivarya Purusharchanantara Kurmo.
ప్రభుజీ లాస్ట్ వర్డ్ ఒకసారి 3-4 టైమ్స్ చేయించరా. పురుషార్చరణ ఏంటిది?
ఓకే ఓకే. పురుషార్చనాంతరా.
పురుషార్చనాంతరా.
పురుషార్చనాంతరా. పురుషార్చనాంతరా. నిరయాదశేష. nirayad asheshat. Okay, that is one word. Devarshivariya purusharchanantara kurmo harirmam nirayadasheshat. So no, I'm sorry.
Shivarya Purusharchanantara Gurmo Nirmam
This is to be recited in a different meter. I'm sorry. Devarshivariya purusharchanantara kurmo harirmam nirayadasheshat. देवर्षिवर्या पुरुषार्चनान्तरात् कूर्मो हरिर्मां निरयादशेषात्. Okay, now hold the four lines together. Prabhu, I cannot catch up with your speed. Today it might be only one shloka, Prabhu. I'm sorry.
Prabhuji, I need to log off, so I am sharing this in the group. If all of you can see the phone and do it, I'll need to log off.
Yeah.
Check the phones and recite devotees. Already is there in the WhatsApp.
So all the four lines together I am doing once, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Or 2 times I will do, then you can do it individually. And then we will sign off. Okay. Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dhayashir Shamam Pati Deva Helanat Devarshivarya Purusharchanantarat Kurmo Harirmam Nirayadasheshat. Please recite.
Sanat
Kamadeva
One more time. Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dhayashir Shamam Pati Deva Helanat Devarshivarya Purusharchanantarat Kurmo Harirmam Nirayadasheshat. Yeah, now we can do with individual practice. Giraspa, we can take the call now. Thank you so much.
Whoever ready.
Yeah, I will do it. Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dayasi Shamam Pati Deva Helanat Devarshivarya Purusharchanantarat Gurmo Harirmam Nirayad Asheshat. Hare Krishna.
Next. Thank you, Prabhu. Next.
I will do, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dayashir Shamam Pati Deva Helana Devarshivarya Purusharchanantarat Kurmo Harirma Niraya Dasheshat. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Next.
Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadevya Jaya Shamam Pati Deva Helanat Devarshivarya Purusharchanantarat Kurmo Harirmam Narayad Asheshat.
Hari Bol. Jump, Prabhu. Nice. Thank you. Next.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Mataji, Lakshmi Mataji, do it.
Okay, Mataji, you will do first. I will do.
Thank you, Mataji. Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dayashi Shyamam Patideva Helanat Devarshivariya Purushachanat Chantarat Kurmo Harimam Nirayadasheshat.
Hari Bol, thank you. Next.
Text 17. Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Daya Sirshamam Patideva Helanat Devarshivariya Purushachanantarat Gurmo Harirmam Nirayadasheshat. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Next.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I wanted to do.
Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dayarshirsamam Patideva Helanat Devarshivariya Purushascharan Devarshivariya Purushascharan. Sorry, Prabhuji, can you tell me this third line? Help me.
Yeah. 1 second. I am just checking 1 minute. Third line kada? Devarshi ade kada?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Devarshivarya Purusharchanantarat. Purusha Archana Antara. Three words. Purusharchanantarat. Purusharchanantarat.
Devarshivariya Purusharchanantarat Kurmo Harirmam Nirayad Aseshat.
Okay, I will do, and we can wrap up. Text 17 of Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, the prescribed duties for mankind. 8th chapter is entitled as Narayana Kavacha Shield, title name of the chapter. 6.8.17th verse today. Sanat Kumaro Vatukama Deva Dayasir Shamam Pati Deva Helanat Devarshivariya Purusharchanantarat Kurmo Harirmam Nirayad Asheshat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sandhya Mata, you didn't do. You want to do?
Yes, Prabhuji, I did not do, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. As a participant, okay, you can do, and we can wrap up. Do it.
Yes, Prabhuji. Text 17. Sanat Kumaro Vatukamadeva Dhayashi Shamam Patideva Helanat Devarshivariya Purushachanantarat Kurmo Harirmam Nirayadasheshat. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Shadana pranams vancha kalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिंधुभेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय नारायण कवच शील्ड प्रेयर्स की जय निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल थैंक यू सो मच सी यू ऑल